Hi guys, Nat here, welcome back. So yeah, this week I've been practicing the Tsukuba full circuit in the Mazda MX-5. Um, yeah, it's proven quite tricky, to say the least. But yeah, let's jump in and see how the first non-outlap lap went. So yeah, I find it so easy to lose the rear end, and if you touch the curbs, the car really doesn't like it and it lets you know. And trying to keep the momentum and making sure you're on a good exit because there's a couple of straights. Yeah, it's quite tricky. And day one, I think, was quite frustrating. I'd also missed the last week because I've been on holiday, so yeah, I was also just getting back into racing in general, and then coming to learn this new track. Yeah, that was just such a very poor corner there. But you know, still lap one, so I would say I managed to keep it on the track, but I know what's coming. And yeah, such an easy corner to mess up. So yeah, that was that. So back to the pit lane, which then brings about lap two. So from the pit lane, yeah, coming out from the pit lane's never great, but you know, not quite sure why I didn't just take it easy coming out of the pit lane. It's not a full lap anyway, but yeah, here we go, as you will see. Come round, didn't carry enough speed, but then yeah, touched that grass and just see you later. So yeah, it didn't have the best of starts, to be honest. But yeah, here we go, 9 minutes in. Still hadn't completed a full lap at this point, but I'd also been doing a bit of tinkering and software changes and stuff. So yeah, will this be the banker lap to actually set a time? Quite tricky there, I think. And I could be further left, but it's deceptive when you're actually in the car and you're looking at it from cockpit view. You look like you're further over than you actually are, but then when you see it in chase, you realise that actually there's like another, like at least a tyre width that you can move across. But yeah, I need to try and get a better exit on that corner, because this long straight, yeah, you lose a lot of speed. I'm so cautious now of this corner after the last one, and then it's so easy to overrun there as well. But there we go, first lap, 1 minute 6.6. So yeah, not a great lap there. So yeah, got a few more laps in. Lap 12, I managed to get a 104.9. Yeah, wasn't really breaking any records, that's for sure, but was finding a little bit of consistency at least, you know, consistently slow, but at least it's consistent. And then yeah, these last 3 laps of the session, just to round it out. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I found it a bit frustrating. Looked at a fixed lap guide and it was saying around like 101 to 102, and I was just like, wow, okay, so I'm potentially like 3 seconds off the top paces. But yeah, managed to get my fastest lap in there, 104.862. Again, still not breaking any records, not making any real dent in getting that to below 104. And yeah, at least I finished it with a little bit of positivity that maybe I could be doing okay. So yeah, that was 104.862, so the fastest of the session. And it's a weird thing when you hit your fastest lap, because you go into the next lap thinking, okay, just do that, but be slightly quicker on the exit, or you know, you're thinking in your head of the tiny little tweaks that you could make where you might be able to get a bit of time. But so yeah, I was just trying to be consistent and then see what kind of times I was looking at. Again, this corner, it really does scare me, and you never want to overrun it, but you also want to make the most of that green, which I didn't there. But there you go, 104.703. So again, beat my previous lap, so it's getting better there. It was one of those, I was kind of getting ready to wrap up the session, but when you've just done your fastest lap, you kind of have to then give it another one. you know, you've got that momentum, you're carrying that speed, you may as well do another one, and luckily they're only short laps, so yeah, this second to last corner, to be fair, that wasn't too bad. But then it makes you really nervous when you've done okay, and then you come into this last corner, because this last corner can really make or break the lap. It's so easy to just mess it up. Go too wide, go too narrow. Didn't really use all the runway, but there you go, 104.324. So again, same mentality of, oh, okay, that's a good lap. Let's push on. And I can't quite recall at what moment I lose it, but pretty sure this was the final. What did I do wrong? It's wait, it's like seconds from disaster. Unless it's not this lap. Ooh, did I mess up the last corner? Surely even I can't bin it on the straight, surely. Yeah, it must be this last corner then, because I'm sure I didn't complete this. Oh yeah, there we go. Like I was saying, so easy to misjudge that, and that was all she wrote. So yeah, that was day one. What is there to say about day two? I just didn't have a good start at all. I was doing like 105s, 106s, 107s, a couple of 104s, 117s a span. It just wasn't going well. Wasn't finding consistency at all. Was getting a bit frustrated. This was lap 29, so yeah, as you can see, my best lap so far was a 104.541, so slower than day one, and I was 57 minutes in at this point, and I was just getting very annoyed. I tried a few little tweaks on my brake pressure settings because I thought it might make this last corner easier, where you just need to apply a slight brake, but because I've only got mine set, I think it's 25 kg, like a slight brake on that has to be a very, very slight brake. So I thought if I bumped it up, it might make that easier, but clearly it really wasn't working out for me. So yeah. So yeah, dialed that in. So yeah, it just wasn't really working for me, to be honest. And it's hard because you're trying not to get frustrated, but at the same time, you know you're not hitting. You know what you need to do, you just can't seem to get it to line up. So yeah, I was battling that frustration. I was also getting quite hungry at this point. Which, for anyone who knows me, that's not a state anyone wants me to be in. So yeah, I was just grinding out the laps, trying to find the settings, building that consistency around the 104.5 mark, but not making any headway. Feel like I'm nowhere near getting into the 103s, and yeah, just overall quite frustrating. It's like you watch a track guide and people just make it look so simple, like, you know, oh, this is the speed you need for here, you brake here, and they make it look simple, whereas yeah, when I try and do that and I hit their points, it feels like you're having a proper battle with the wheel, trying to just make sure that everything lines up and you're back on the gas at the right time, because even if you miss it by like a second, you're so much behind their top speed, and it's just hard to recover from that when you lose that momentum. So yeah, there's just a lot of factors that actually go into it, which you don't get when you're watching it. It just looks so straightforward, and again, coming from a controller, there's just so much more to it. So yeah, this is that 35 of a session that's been an hour and 4 minutes so far. So yeah, definitely got some seat time in, but wasn't really getting any improvement, and at that point I'm like, right, okay, is this just kind of my pace for this track? Am I just gonna kind of suck a little bit here? Yeah, and there we go, lost it. That brings us into day 3, which now I did a slower lap, so I think it was like a 110, just getting into it, and then out of nowhere, my second lap, as we will see now, not too bad there. Here it's a case of lifting, getting back on the acceleration, but not getting on it too early, otherwise you just run too wide, so it's really about timing there. But yeah, today I really wanted to break that 104 barrier. That was the goal. But yeah, this was, like I say, this is my first proper speedy lap, and surprisingly, as I crossed the finish line, it was actually my fastest lap of the day so far. So yeah, 104.2. And then, to be honest, the rest of the session just didn't really go how I wanted it to. Again, it was consistent around the 104. I had a 105, 105.5. It was just, I wasn't making any headway on getting below. So yeah, lap 3 was slightly slow. I think it was a 104.3. Oh, what to say about day 4? I tried changing some settings on my brake again. Wasn't really helping at all. Then I don't know, I had a bit of a breakthrough. I think I just got in the zone. I was just running laps, and I ran a lot more laps than I was anticipating, which I didn't realise iRacing hasn't actually saved these laps, so I don't have the replay of my fastest laps, which is very frustrating. But yeah, this one that we've just seen, so that was a 103.873, which I finally made it into into the 103 territories, and it was like, hallelujah, finally. It felt like that had been a long time coming to get there. So I got on lap 64, 103.807. I got to lap 64 and I hit a 103.807, a 103.526, 103.7, 103.6, 104, 104, 104. So yeah, the 104s were literally, it was a 104 bang on and a 104.3. So, still not too shabby. Then had another good run, so 103.7, 103.6, 103.4, 104.0. So yeah, finally managed to hit that 103 mark. I managed to actually get better than I was expecting, in all honesty. So 103.426. I think if I check my track Titan. So my track Titan had me at a 102.966 as my theoretical best. So yeah, there's potential there for the sub 103. But at this point, I feel like I'm ready for the weekend races. At least I feel like if I can get over the qualifying nerves that I seem to get, where I just drive a little bit too safe because I don't want to not off track, I should be able to qualify with I'd probably say a 104 flat, maybe a 103.8 if the stars aligned. Because I can never hit my best laps in qualifying. There's just some subconscious block there that I just can't beat. But yeah, we will see. Hopefully I'll get some decent races in and have some footage of that. So yeah, that was my practice for the week on the Tsukuba circuit. Fingers crossed for racing later today. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.